It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Saints and the Hawks, and it comes your way next.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? Oh, a good return up past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Well, this defense for the Seahawks, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out. How vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's second down.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
And they're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And, hey, they were stingy in the opener, didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into Week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot.
Shotgun now for Carr.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing, but to give him this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position, and to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Darnold. And this one's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Darnold now to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first.
Walker diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in Week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Escapes the defender.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 22 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown as well.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Carr. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
That sack, it goes to Boye Mafe.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
A gain of 32 that time.
Despite writing it down in my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
All that for a 2-yard gain, second down.
The Seahawks at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
To throw is Darnold. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Saints defense.
They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
We know it's only Week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the... Setting him back on the sack. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
The Saints again ready to go on offense.
And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over, so that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know. I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38.
Here's Walker to start the drive.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. He's settling in nicely here in the first quarter running the football. Remember, he already has the touchdown run.
And you can feel the vibe, can't you? He's in unison with his offensive front. They are in concert together. So if you're flipping over to the other side of the line of scrimmage, they've got to be more physical and handle some of these gaps that have been created.
And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
Tackle made by Chase Young.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9.
Here's Darnold. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. 22 yards there, a first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Ready. Reset.
Trying the left side with Walker. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Here's Walker.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Now it's Darnold. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Here's Darnold.
He completes this to Walker.
And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go.
Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Carr.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. To throw his car. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Now Carr.
That'll be taken in by Shaheed.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And his offense has been a little slow to get going, but some signs of life here in this second quarter. They're moving it pretty good, and that helps the cause as well. Good yardage and another first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Now Carr. Out to the left. That's where the tight end Moreau is. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Foster Moreau, his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Saints have got it back to within a score. Groupie able to add the PAT.
And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And out now come the Seahawks. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
And a nice call and really good execution there because they gave him a little bit of a different launch angle perhaps, you know. You don't want to have the quarterback dropping back 5 to 7 steps on every play and have the defense zero in on him. There you hope that you get your defense going one way. They sent him the other, and they picked up nice yardage with that completion.
Back to throw, Darnold. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 8. Straight ahead, Walker.
And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
So he fought off the... Effort gives him the first before he's brought down.
Okay, you and I are sitting up here getting ready to analyze whether they should go for it or not. Did you see the quarterback just point to the sideline and say, everybody back, I've got this call?
Well, you knew this side of the field, they're in plus territory, 4th and 1. He wasn't coming off the field.
No, he wasn't coming off the field, and he wasn't letting the offense go with him at all. He said, we're staying out here, and we're picking this one up. That's some leadership right there.
Now 2nd and 9.
Now Darnold. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. They're going to look to throw. Now that'll be caught by Cup. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it.
They'll run for it. It's Walker.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. In motion, the tight end.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 57 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll drop to throw. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down.
Well, Ray, seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing quickly, Darnold, that's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Cooper Kupp
From 4 yards out.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Myers connects on the PAT, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Well, now how about this return?
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Carr now to throw. And the catch made by Johnson. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
And Shaheed going to go in motion.
Now Carr.
Tries the left side and finds Olave.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Here's Carr to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Trying to move the pocket there. Out to the right on the bootleg, but nothing develops. And he's forced to just throw this one away.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half.
So everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway.
And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They were winners last week over Tennessee, and they've got the lead here as well. They start this drive out 1st and 10.
Third quarter begins with a run by Walker.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8.
To throw is Darnold. And Walker has it. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. 3rd and 7 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Here's Darnold. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Now Darnold keeps it. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Prior to that, they were 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions in this ballgame. Now 3 for 3.
And you've got to figure their luck's got to run out at some point, doesn't it? I will just tell you from a defense's point of view, someone has to step forward on 4th down and make a play himself because they're just letting it happen to him right now.
Going for the deep ball. And this is caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 52 yards.
And the Seahawks are able to widen their advantage.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down. Now a play fake. Carr. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
Still second down.
Carr. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Carr going to throw.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
They'll roll him out right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Now a 2nd and 10.
We're going to sign.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Darnold from the gun. That is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. In motion goes the tight end.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Darnold now to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Seahawks take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown.
Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. 5 plays there on that drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Carr. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Now Carr.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
They have their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
To throw, it's Carr. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Throwing now is Carr.
He lets it go deep for Olave.
And this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Again, Kamara.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
Alvin Kamara, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints get a bit closer. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful.
Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Second down and a yard. And now a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. They'll give it up to the big man Walker.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Darnold. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
Now it's Darnold.
He completes this to Walker.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now Darnold. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
Back to throw, Darnold. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. Flushed out right. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Sam Darnold, a 9-yard. And the Seahawks are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that pushes the lead up to 23. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Now Carr. On the check down, he finds Kamara. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now he's loose down the middle of the field.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
That penalty is declined.
The Saints offense and Derek Carr, they're still on the field, so they figure to go for 2 here.
They'll look to throw. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
On the give, here's Charbonnet.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Now, that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? 1st down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Here's Darnold.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Darnold. This is Fant on the short completion. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Throwing again is Darnold. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
He's had a very nice day throwing the football, and I think on this play, he's just trying to buy some time so he can make another big throw downfield. Unfortunately, couldn't connect on that one.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. This offense already 4 for 4 on 4th down conversions. They're going to try it again here on this 4th down. They'll look to throw again. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert, and the Saints will have the football back.
The Saints offense and Chris Olave getting set to take over once more.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown On their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Now Carr.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Seahawks force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
2nd and 6. On the carry, Charbonnet.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
To throw is Darnold. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Now a run with Walker.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll be their 2nd, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back.
And Darnold wants to throw the football. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
They'll run it here with Charbonnet.
Shoves him aside. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
49 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
And Charbonnet once again.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Zach Charbonnet.
14 yards.
And the Seahawks are on their way to a 2-0 start.
Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Carr now to throw.
There's a short one caught by Johnson.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up.
Now Carr again. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Now Carr, got to have this one.
One last shot at the end zone.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Seahawks are going to take over the football.
Darnold is going to take a knee, and that should just about do it. So the victory here for Seattle.
And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Seahawks, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.